My video for May the 14th, 2020 is video number 3454. The title is, We Do Not Consent to Tyranny. The 5G summit issued a worldwide call to action that invites us to take back our power. Of course, many of us whistleblowers have been alerting people as best we can through social media. The alarm continues to be sounded. So many seem to be in various stages of awakening, but until some of the promised changes actually happen, most of humanity will remain asleep. I applaud those who, like myself, keep trying our best to awaken the sleeping and misinformed masses. It's no easy task, and dark forces are trying harder and harder to tighten their grip on controlling us all. Will there be an awakening? That is a question many keep on asking. Sometimes I am a little hopeful, but all too often being bombarded by disinformation coming from the so-called mainstream, the situation seems dire indeed. I do what I can to help, including my support for that orphanage in Uganda, but so few are willing to help out. I pray for God to help, at the very least, to allow the monies to be provided to visionaries that resist the tyrannical liars and their dark agenda. Oh, it seems like I'm beating a dead horse, trying to get it to wake up and be alive. And I keep bombarding God with my requests for God to take action and stop the tyranny. To me, it's insanity what the deep state is going with this so-called lockdown. I did get a message from the apartment complex where I live that the local and state guidelines are beginning to relax on restrictions on gatherings. But they still want us to limit guests and practice social distancing, which means staying at least 6 feet away from anybody else. Now, some people at the apartment where I live don't abide by that. I honor those that do, but I applaud and I'm happy for those that think it's all nonsense, as I think. And it does seem like some of the elderly people here are waking up. And it's going on back to the agenda with my blurb. I did get pictures sent to me of them unloading some food in Uganda of some of the donations that I've been able to send to people. I wish I could send more. Their currency exchange makes the numbers look a lot bigger than what they look like in US dollars. But in any case, folks, I would like to encourage again those that are willing to help. These children, and he keeps taking on new kids. So the number is even increasing of the number of orphans that they're trying to take care of in this orphanage, which is, I've seen the paper. He's shown me copies of the paperwork. It's a legitimate charity recognized in Uganda. So if you can, please help. I'm asking yet again. And despite the fact that people that are my friends think that it's a scam, I'm telling you it's not. I've seen the paperwork, copies of the paperwork sent to me. I've posted some of it on my Facebook page. I don't know what else I can do. We need, all of us somehow, to get beyond what's happening. This lockdown in the United States and around the world, well, in most countries, not all countries, is criminally insane. But we have to understand that the people that have been running our governments for a long time in virtually every country on earth, the people that have been in charge are people that the only agenda is control. The only agenda is to reduce the world's population. They want to kill the orphans in Africa and Latin America, and even the United States and the so-called first world countries. They want to reduce the world's population. They want to create a robotized society. They want to bring the world's population down to a manageable 500 million people, because they keep saying it's overcrowded. And I talked to one of my longtime friends who, again, yesterday, that he actually believes the earth is overpopulated and they do need to bring the population down. But he's worked, and he's retired now, but he's worked for government agencies for a long time, and that's part of the government brainwashing, as far as I can tell. So I keep sounding the alarm, trying to get people to wake up to the extent we can. And then this RV, now the latest news is it could be June. Well, it was supposed to be by Easter. Well, that came and went, and May is now halfway through almost. Not quite halfway through, but in any case, everything is being still insane. And if we get the RV, there's a mandatory now 6-month order to keep it quiet. Well, why is that being imposed? People like me speak out. We try to tell the truth. Being restricted and said you can't tell people about this, that doesn't do any good. We need freedom to be restored, the freedom to speak our minds, the freedom to worship as we choose, the freedom to propel what we believe is the truth, and to put forth the messages that are important. These are not rights granted by some dictatorial government. These are natural rights as human beings. Will God ever enforce the sanity that needs to be restored? Will God stop the nonsense? Will God send us extraterrestrials to help? I don't know. But I do see that the mainstream media continues to lie. I pick up the newspaper every day for the park. That's part of my volunteer work. I'm a park volunteer. And one of the things that I do is I pick up the newspaper that's delivered and I put it in the rack, and so that people that come to the park can read it. And I see the headlines, and I look at the various things that are being reported in the mainstream newspapers, and a lot of it still is lies. When are we going to get the truth that liberates us? When are we going to be able to see and hear the things that indicate that positive changes are happening, and the cabal is being itself shut down, rather than the cabal shutting down humanity? Folks, are you listening? Are you sharing my videos with others that I've asked you to do? Some videos get 1 share on Facebook, and that share is me sharing it with another one of my I have 2 Facebook pages. It's just me sharing with my own friends on the other page. We need to start coming together and helping one another and getting the message out that the deep state is trying so hard to stop. Once again, I thank you folks for listening and ask for help. Namaste.